So as part of this year, 2023, we're going to start to go through Quarto. And if you're unfamiliar with Quarto it's similar to Markdown, but I believe it's quite a bit more robust. It's the newer version, and it's a lot more integrated and user-friendly. Not only that, but it is incredibly robust. You can author, you can use R, you can make websites, presentations, books, and publish your projects all within this one simple subsection of RStudio. So the idea behind this tutorial is to give you the very, very brief glimpse as to what it is in a basic sense. This will be short, and we're going to be going together through the Quarto document, which you can find online, and I will list in the description below. So we're going to start from the top under authoring and markdown basics. And we're going to go through this very simple guide and practice it together. So to prevent myself from being too long-winded, let's begin. So you're going to open a new file in R, and you want to choose a Quarto document. We'll eventually hit Quarto presentation, but we are not making presentations right now. So choose R Quarto document. It will pop up like this in front of you, and I suggest you make a title for it. You can choose the format, but we will be working on that later, as I'm still new to this as well. So as it states, Quarto enables you to weave together content and executable code into a finished document. So you can go to their website, which I will link down below as well, to the specific page I'm working through. So to begin, text formatting. As you can see, this text is much larger than the subtext. How does that happen? We're going to walk through that. But also, like in any good Word document in Microsoft Office, you should be able to use italics and bolding, underlining, and strike throughs, as well as superscripts and subscripts. So this is how we can do that in Quarto. So for the sake of showing the syntax to describe the output, I have added spaces between key parts of the script. And I'll point that out and show which parts they are as we go through, so that way you don't necessarily make a mistake and you get the returned variable that you need to see. So in the syntax, if you want to make italics, you'll use a star, and whatever you want to type in italics, you type and then immediately follow it by another star. So for instance, star wavy star, there you go. It automatically makes it italics. The same thing goes for bold, but you use two stars or two asterisks if that's how you prefer calling it. And as an example, there you go. This is bold. I showed that over here as well. And that is a very simple upfront way to italicize text and bold text. Moving forward, if you want to add a superscript or a subscript to your text, this is the syntax you would need to use. Superscript, caret, 2, or whatever you want in your superscript, followed by another caret. And a subscript uses the tilde on either side of what you want to have a superscript or subscript. So for instance, for a superscript, we're going to say superscript, caret, Cheetos, and there you go. Cheetos has become our superscript. How about a subscript? Subscript, tilde, Doritos, tilde. And there you have it. You can do numbers and you can do letters for your superscript or subscript. Let's say you want to do a strike through a variable or a line of text. It should look as such. Similar to subscript, you just add a second tilde. So two of those, what you're going to type, followed by two of those. Remember, do not add a space. Otherwise, it'll end up like so rather than the output you desire with a strike through. So for instance, strike this out. There you go. And if you want something shown as verbatim, you should type your code as such. Tick mark, which is the same key as the tilde, verbatim code, tick mark. And it'll just strictly show that code right there in the text. Okay. Now let's move on to headings. When you create headings in Quarto, the syntax is very simple. The number of pound signs you use corresponds to the size of the header, with £1 sign being the largest header and £6 signs being the smallest header. And the result will look as such. Header 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would encourage you to give it a go and try it yourself. Pound, space. So this is what's interesting. In this regard, where before you want to prevent these spaces to get the output you want, for the header, you want to include the space. That's more or less telling Quarto in this RStudio environment that you want this to be your header. Header 1. Now let's do header 2. £2 space says heading 2. And so on and so forth. Header 3 has £3, 4 has 4, 5 has 5, and 6 has 6. Okay. Now let's move on to links and images. And we're going to keep this brief. We're not going to necessarily get through all of it. We're going to get through the first three, and I think that should be sufficient enough for today. So in links and images, you can provide exactly what it sounds like, links. So if you want to have a hyperlink in your text, you can use the less than symbol and then put your URL in. For instance, in their example, they're just putting their website, and there you have it. Automatically integrates it right into your script. Now, if you want to change this URL to even be more customizable and have an output of your choice, you can use a hard bracket, type what you want it to be, close that hard bracket, and then add the URL with a rounded bracket or, yeah, rounded bracket. Close it up. There you go. That's going to take you to the same place, but it looks quite a bit better. Lastly, we're going to link an image. And this is what I really like. So similar to other code, if you use the exclamation point in front of things, it means exclude or show only, exclude everything but the image. So it's not going to give you a hyperlink. It's not going to give you the link itself. It's going to show you that image to the hyperlink that you've provided. So in this instance, and what they provide as an example on their website, they want to show an elephant image. So again, in a hard bracket, you're going to put your caption. For this one, we're doing an elephant image. And then you're going to put your URL. In this instance, it's a PNG. but I didn't necessarily provide the full URL. What you see here below, I went to Google Images, found a PNG file of an elephant, copied that link, and pasted it as its URL to this hyperlink. So this is the image that would pop up in place of this text that says elephant for that matter. Because look, elephant PNG does not find the file specified. It goes nowhere. So if you go on to Google and you find an elephant PNG, go to images, and it's right here. Copy image link. Let's try this again. Elephant. And then we're going to do the, the link to said image. What we can see here, you can still do this way. So I just typed elephant, put elephant PNG in there, clicked on these three dots, and now we can change the URL to the URL we found online. You leave it as such, and it should populate this image or whatever image you chose with the caption that you chose to give it. Next time, we're going to move into lists, which are very fundamental, but I think this is enough for today's tutorial. If you have questions, please leave them in the link below. Leave a comment. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Thank you.